Welcome back, children. Today's chapter is 8, Conservation of Plants and Animals. In this lesson, we are going to learn the interdependence of human beings and environment. The environment is nothing but plants, animals and other non-living matter. So, how our activities are affecting all these natural resources we are going to learn in this lesson.
Have you heard your grandparents being nostalgic about the past? They say things like, earlier there used to be trees here, or we would wake up to the sound of birds. Now, can you tell me why this isn't a reality anymore? For starters, we could blame ourselves for wanting huge buildings and wide roads. Where has the natural cover of forests disappeared? In truth, we have cut down all those trees in the name of development. Can you tell me what this process is called where many trees and plants are cut out? Yes, we call it deforestation. Clearing up forests for human benefit is called deforestation. Can you name a few reasons why man clears up forest lands? Agriculture, that's right. We clear land to bring more land under cultivation. What other reasons can you think of? Yes, for building factories, houses and roads. And what about cutting trees for wood and fuel? Isn't that another reason? Of course it is. Man has cut trees over the years, and do you know this very action has caused some serious reaction? Yes, we call them consequences. We cannot get away by reducing the green cover on our planet. Trees and plants are a part of an ecological chain and they maintain a specific balance. Let us see how many deforestation consequences you are able to identify from the following pictures. You can now imagine the extent of consequences deforestation has, can't you? Let us look at each of these in a little more detail. Trees and plants give out oxygen and use carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. With reduced plants and trees, the level of carbon dioxide on the earth is increasing. Carbon dioxide cannot escape into space, and like many other harmful gases, it is creating a blanket of heat around the earth. This increasing heat has led to a famous phenomenon known as global warming. This is the cause of the increase in the temperature of the earth. Do you know that according to studies, the last few decades of the 20th century have been hottest in the last 400 years? This can create a chain of events. High temperatures affect the water cycle. Glaciers melt at an alarming pace. Soil cannot hold excess water during rainfall or even rise in sea level. Both these events can cause floods. On the other hand, any change in the water cycle can also lead to droughts. Haven't you noticed the erratic climate changes in your area? These are all results of deforestation. Let us see how the water table is affected due to deforestation. Trees and plants have roots which hold the soil and allow water to percolate into the soil. With trees around, water does not run off, carrying away with it the topsoil. This means that absence of trees would cause increased soil erosion, removal of topsoil layer and reduced underground water levels. Soil that is devoid of its top layer is infertile and gradually open lands become deserts. This process is called desertification. Land that had once harbored rich trees and wildlife now remains a desert devoid of all life. What about pollution? As already stated, increased release of harmful gases has caused global warming. This pollutes the air around us. It is therefore evident that all consequences are interrelated. Rampant cutting down of trees will only add to more problems around us. What can we do to prevent this? Can we repair the damage done? To know more, watch our next video.
Indiscriminate cutting down of trees is called deforestation. So because of this deforestation, we have so many consequences. We have to bear so many consequences. So these consequences are broadly divided into two types: domestic consequences and global consequences. First, we will discuss domestic consequences of deforestation, and these questions are very important, which many times they asked in the board exam. So first one is disrupted river flow. What do you mean by disrupted river flow? The river flow will be diverted or take another path due to the drying up in between due to the deforestation. So deforestation increases soil erosion and decreases rainfall. So both are interlinked, I think you know. So both these factors in turn affect the flow of rivers and the path taken by them. So if there are no rains, the path will be diverted, and the in between the river will be stopped or dried up, so that it has to take another direction, and with the scanty due to the scanty rainfall. Flooding. Deforestation results in increased instances of flooding as there is lack of trees that bind the soil and absorb water. You know that if there are trees, the the roots of the trees will hold the soil particles very strongly and prevent soil erosion. So what happens this if the trees are cut, the soil will get eroded and reaches the nearby lakes and ponds. So the lakes and ponds, the depth will be decreased. Due to the decreased depth, what happens? The deposition of soil makes the depth to decrease. Because of that, floods will occur. Drought. Drought means there's no rains for so many years, more than 10 years, 15 years. If there are no rains, the soil will become like that, how it is shown in the picture, like that. That is called drought. So fewer trees means more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, because trees will not be there to take carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Because of that, carbon dioxide will be increased in the atmosphere. So this leads to global warming. So global warming means increases the temperature of the earth. So in turn disturbs the water cycle, because more water will get evaporated, and there will not be any rainfall. So because of that, the water cycle will get affected. Due to decreased rainfall for not only 1 year or 2 years, like years together, it leads to drought. So what is the main reason for drought, occurrence of drought? Lack of trees. 6 domestic consequences are there. 3 so far we discussed. The fourth one is plant and wildlife extinction. Extinction means no more available. So since forests provide habitat to many plants and animals, deforestation makes these animals homeless. So this is the main cause for the extinction of large number of rare plants and animals. So it is self-explanatory, this point. Next, displacement of forest dwellers. Forest dwellers means the people who lives in and around the forests. So these people, because there are no trees, then what these people will do? So their bread and butter, they cannot get it. So many people are the people who for whom the forest is the main home, are displaced due to deforestation. That is called displacement of forest dwellers. Then scarcity of forest products. So this is also self-explanatory. If the fewer trees in the forest also result in the decrease in the production of number of useful products. So generally what we will get from the forest, like gums, latex, and soap nuts, all these things we get. Okay, not only that, Ayurvedic medicines, all these things. So all these things will also get scarcity because of deforestation. Now we go to global consequences of deforestation. So in that, 3 points are there. Climate change. The first one is climate change. All these points you have already seen in the video what I have presented in the first slide. So climate change. Climate change, forests play a significant role in maintaining the climate, that we know. So this is because they act as a sinks of carbon dioxide. Sinks of carbon dioxide means they will absorb carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis and gives out oxygen. So they will produce oxygen and they play a significant role in determining the rainfall of an area. because this photosynthesis or whatever the plant when it is surviving, it will lose lot of water by the process of transpiration. So this transpiration increases the water vapor in the atmosphere that causes the clouds. So a shift in climatic belt is felt all over the world as a result of deforestation, because more and more heat will be generated because of the change of the temperature will take place. So the summers are becoming more hotter and rainfall in many parts is deficient. Desertification. So when desertification takes place, the long run soil erosion leads to exposing of inside rocky layers to the outside. So because of that, the soil loses fertility, soil humus, nothing will be available. Because of that, the desertification takes place. So deforestation exposes the soil and leads to soil erosion. Due to this, the soil will become less fertile, and at sometimes the lower rocky layers are exposed. This can lead to the formation of deserts. Next, ozone depletion. So what is ozone? Ozone is a layer which is protecting the earth from ultraviolet radiation. So certain gases, greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide accumulates in the earth's atmosphere due to deforestation. Why these gases will accumulate? Because of deforestation. So these gases may remove the ozone, which is forming the protective shield. So because of that, what happens? The UV radiation will be present, will be exposed to our bodies, and we may get lot of diseases like skin allergies, skin cancers, and eye problems, eye disorders, early cataract. All these problems we will get. So ozone depletion is also one of the consequence of deforestation.